It turns out that every single day is a day in itself. Every single day turns out to be a day. It's a day full of happenings, circumstances, and occurrences. Chock full of them, in fact. I know you're thinking, like, Theo, what the gosh darn it are you talking about? But just bear with me. Like, it's entirely possible that you already understand what I'm saying. It's true. Every single day is chock full of experiences, events, happenings, occurrences, and instances, as well as, need I say, circumstances. I mean, they're everywhere. I mean, you know, someone makes a day, right? And then they just like cram all of these circumstances into the day. Who'd have thunk? Who would have thunk that? Who'd have said, why don't we just fill it up 80%? I'd say that's fine. If I was making a day and if I was adequate I just realized how freaking weird I look. How homeless I look. Anyway, never mind that. Like if I was making a day, right? And I was asked asked and tasked with filling that day with circumstances, I wouldn't fill it up all the way. I'd have about 20% just as, a cushion. I think I'm kind of losing the plot right now. It's not the first time I've been accused of that. But what I'm saying is that every single day things happen and then I feel certain things about the things that happen. And it's like, holy shit, man. That's a lot. Like I thought today maybe it would just be a cool chill day. Nope. Turns out today was a day full of happenings, instances, circumstances, events, and hardships. I was called secondhand. I heard this secondhand that I'm a creep. Now I don't fully disavow that moniker for myself. I don't fully claim that that is entirely untrue. You won't find me doing that, but it kind of hurt to be second-handedly notified that I was thought of by another person as a creep. And that's because I went into their apartment to take a hose off of the back wall and also plug off of their back wall. And I had to go through their apartment to do that. Now, I guess I could have called my boss, but I'm afraid of my boss, and I try to talk to him as little as possible. And I also judged this particular individual whose kind of apartment we were using. I do maintenance. In this facility of with different apartments. And I judged this woman because she has this little dog, this little licking dog. That the dog wouldn't let me pet it. I was not allowed to pet the dog according to the dog's interests, and so I was okay with that. I chose not. I didn't pet the dog, but the dog nevertheless licked me. So the dog was okay with me with licking me, but was not okay with me touching it. And I don't. And then the dog went to like its little bowl. Whenever I went in to to do like turn the water on and off at the end of the apartment or whatever, and it had a little bowl of little chicken pieces just for the dog, and it would go to the bowl and it would pretend like it was about to eat. And I don't know if it was begging for food, but I kind of had the feeling that it was doing this weird thing where it was like I'm so grateful for the food you gave me today, Master. Thank you. That's what I felt. And I thought this woman has this dog, and she also had this huge picture of a dog of the dog, the said dog. A gigantic picture of the dog in her apartment. It was huge. It was a portrait of her dog. And before I went into the apartment, she said, "Do not let this dog out. Because if the dog is let out, then the dog will be gone and never found again. And that is not good ever." So I felt like this woman had an emotionally incestuous relationship with her dog. Okay? All right? Judgment. I don't. Is that judgment or is that truth? I don't know. Sometimes I feel like I see something and I'm like seeing it for what it is, and then like afterwards, like I notice how judgmental I am, or like I use what I see as a judgment. But then I don't know. Maybe it's instant judgment. Maybe it's like instantly triggering me, and I'm just not aware of the angry judgment that I have. I don't know how it works exactly. But anyway, like I was doing work, and my boss said, "Yeah, she thinks you're a creep because you went into her apartment at the wrong time." And truthfully, I did. Truthfully, I did go into her apartment at the wrong time. And anyway, I'm just stuck wondering, like, what the hell is going on? You know, the point is not about the dog or the woman or my judgment or her idea that I'm a creep or whatever. The point is that stuff happened and I felt certain things about the things that happened. And I did not feel comfortable feeling how I felt about the things that happened during my work. And so it's kind of a good idea to find a place to go to feel how you feel. And that's hard to do when you have a lifestyle full of other things that you do, including many addictions. But it seems like an appropriate idea. It seems like a good idea. When something happens and you feel a certain way about it, you know, if you want to cry, if you want to laugh, if you want to sing, if you want to, you know, beat a punching bag or whatever, it seems like a smart idea to actually do one of those things. However, if you have your life chock full of other things that you end up doing and you don't feel, then more crap is going to happen the next day. And even if you do feel and you release something, more stuff's going to happen. It just keeps on happening. It just keeps on going. And it doesn't stop. And I'd like to kind of get and accept that this is what it is and understand that it's good to feel. Like, set aside time for feeling, for being humble. But I don't want to, for whatever reason. I don't think this video is going to be helpful for anybody, so I think I had better not go any further with it. I'll just leave it there.